Hey guys, good morning. Happy 4th of July. So today I'm feeling a bit out of the weather, so I've decided I wanted to make another bread from the Philippines. This is actually our version of chiffon cake in the Philippines. We call it pianono. So I've got all the ingredients that I need. I'm going to put down all the recipes in the description box. So let's get started. So let's start by preheating our oven to 160 degrees centigrade for 30 minutes. Now I've got my 6 eggs separated. Starting from the egg yolk, we're going to pour in our vegetable oil. And then after that, we're going to follow it with our sugar and salt. I just gave it a little mix. And then I'm going to add in our water. And instead of the vanilla, I've added lemon extract. Now it's up to you if you wanted a vanilla sponge cake or a lemon sponge cake. It's all up to you. I'm just giving it a good mix. I want to make sure that the sugar and salt has dissolved before I add in my cake flour. Next, we are now adding in our cake flour, and I've also added the baking powder in there. So the reason why we want to sift it is because we want to make sure that there are no lumps in there. If ever there are lumps, we will be able to sift them through. So if you don't want to use your hands to scrape through all the lumps, you can use the back of the spoon just like so. And then continue mixing it using the wire whisk until it is smooth. Now using a spatula, just scrape the sides and the bottom of the mixing bowl just to make sure that we have properly mixed our egg yolk mixture. So we'll set that aside and we'll move on to our egg white mixture. So to start that, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of cream of tartar. And then I'm going to whisk this using our handheld mixer. And I'm just going to mix it until it's frothy. And then once it's frothy, I'm going to gradually add our white sugar. I'll continue beating this until it has reached the stiff peak stage. Now we're going to combine these two together, and because the egg yolk mixture, as you know, is a very heavy mixture, and this will deflate our egg whites if we put that in there at once. So what we're going to do is we're going to add our egg white to our egg yolk mixture instead, and we're going to do that by increments. And we are going to mix it by folding because we don't want to deflate, those egg whites. We've worked a lot on that egg whites, and we don't want to deflate that. I'm just removing all those black things from the eggs. When you have the egg whites, it's still got those sacs in there, and I don't want it. You don't have to remove it, it's up to you, but I just don't want to see those colors in there. So I'm just removing it every time I see it. So just continue adding the egg whites and folding it until you have mixed all the egg yolks and egg whites together. Now for this recipe, I have adopted this recipe from Bake It Yourself YouTube channel. What I did is I just have the recipe of his cake mixture. Now I'm just using a line jelly roll pan. This is a 10 by 15 by 1 inches jelly roll pan. And I'm just going to transfer them all in there. And I'm going to use a flat spatula. And I'm going to do the sides first. And then I'm going to evenly spread our batter. And then just tap it. Maybe, it's up to you, but you just want to tap it because you want to release all those air pockets. And then you put it in the oven, 160 degrees centigrade, for 30 minutes. But it depends on your oven. Mine was too hot because I've been preheating the oven for more than 30 minutes. So it only took me 21 minutes to bake this cake. So if I were you, you check your oven. You don't have to open it. If you have a window like this one, like what I have, if you can view it from the outside. If the top is brown, you get your cake tester and then test the middle. If it comes out clean, then you can take out the cake from the oven. Now we are going to let this cake cool completely before we are going to roll it. And while we are doing that, we are going to start with our buttercream icing with condensed milk. So to start this buttercream icing, what we're going to do is we're going to cream our buttercream first. Make sure that it is in room temperature. Not cold, not cool, but room temperature. If for example, you like here in Australia, it's very cold. I've put that, on top of the counter for hours now and it's still cold. So after I have take out the cake and while the oven is still warm, without closing the cover of the oven, I just put it in there for a little bit just to soften the butter, because that will help a lot when you're mixing it. So once you're done creaming the butter, all you need to do next is add the egg yolk and then cream it for a bit more until it's well blended. And then you add in your condensed milk. And then whisk it until the consistency that you want is spreadable consistency. It has to be smooth as well. While you're doing this, you will also find that it'll look like it's starting to curdle, but don't worry. Every time I have to say this, every time you use butter, it'll curdle, but it'll go back and it'll go back very smooth. So don't panic, just keep doing it. And then I'm just spraying canola oil on top of the cling wrap and inverting our pan onto it. And then I'm removing the liner, but we're going to add that back at the bottom, and this will help us roll the cake. So once I've rolled this cake, I left this for half an hour. before I started filling them in. So just forgive me. I've enjoyed eating the sides, but you can trim the sides if you want to. I did trim it, but sometimes I leave it, because I don't want to waste anything. But you can do so. I just trimmed 3 sides and left the other one because I know I'm going to roll that and it's going to be inside the cake, so it really wouldn't matter. And then after that, you can serve it immediately or you can put it in the fridge. It's all up to you. So this is now our finished pianono recipe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you do, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell next to that, so you'll be notified every time we post a new video. Until next time, guys, see ya, stay safe, and God bless. Bye.
Ay, nahulog. Nahulog. Get your toy. Give it to me. Boogie. Give it to mommy. Ay, nahulog ulit. Get your toy, please. Give it to mommy. Ay. Give it to mommy. Ay, ano ba yan nahulog? Give it to mommy. Get the toy. Thank you. Good job.